Why is the moon departing from Earth? Have you ever glanced up at the moon and wondered if it would ever leave the Earth's orbit? You're not alone though. And the solution may come as a surprise: the moon is moving away from us. Scientists have been researching this phenomenon for decades, and the reasons behind it are fascinating. Let's dive into the question on everyone's mind. Hello everyone, welcome back to Zeey. Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss our daily videos. Before we get into the science, let's take a quick glance at our moon's history. One popular theory holds that the moon formed roughly 4.5 billion years ago, shortly after the solar system formed. According to the current prevailing explanation, the moon formed from debris left over when a Mars-sized asteroid crashed with Earth, hurling material into space and eventually coalescing to form the moon. This collision would have had a significant influence on Earth, producing huge upheavals to the planet's temperature and geology. The moon's gravitational pull impacts Earth's tides and may have had an important role in the evolution of life on Earth. The moon has evolved and changed over time, influenced by asteroids and comets, as well as volcanic activity. The moon's surface is riddled with craters, mountains, and wide plains that serve as a record of the planet's history and evolution. The moon has been orbiting Earth since then, producing a gravitational force that causes the tides to rise and fall. However, scientists have noted that the moon's orbit is gradually expanding over time. This means that the moon is receding from Earth at a pace of approximately 3.8 centimeters each year. Reasons for the moon's departure from Earth. So, what is causing this? The solution is found in two primary factors: the rotation of the moon and the Earth, as well as the gravitational interaction between the moon and the Earth. The rotation of the moon and Earth causes this occurrence, which is known as lunar recession. To understand how this occurs, we must first understand the fundamental laws of gravity and orbital mechanics. The moon has a gravitational pull on Earth as it orbits the Earth. However, Earth has a gravitational pull on the moon. Because of the tug-of-war between the two celestial bodies, the moon's orbit becomes elliptical. The moon's distance from Earth grows as its orbit becomes more elliptical. This is due to the fact that the gravitational force between the moon and Earth weakens with distance. The gravitational force between two objects is proportional to their masses and their separation. The stronger the gravitational force between the items, the bigger their masses. The stronger the gravitational force, the closer they are. The moon's orbit around the Earth is an ellipse, not a perfect circle. This means that the moon is closer to the Earth at times and farther away at others. When the moon approaches the Earth, the gravitational pull between them increases, causing the moon to accelerate somewhat. Because of this acceleration, the moon moves slightly ahead of its expected point in its orbit. The moon experiences a gravitational drag from the Earth's equatorial bulge as it moves ahead of its anticipated location. This bulge is created by the Earth's rotation, which causes its equator to expand out somewhat. This gravitational pull causes the moon to slow down slightly, causing it to move further away from the Earth. This cycle of the moon advancing slightly ahead of its expected position and then being slowed by the Earth's gravitational pull repeats itself. This causes the moon's orbit to get larger and larger over time, causing it to move farther and farther away from the Earth. It should be noted that the rate of lunar recession is not constant. It is determined by a multitude of factors, including the moon's orbital position and the position of the Earth's equatorial bulge. However, the effect is enormous over millions of years, and the moon has migrated around 384,400 kilometers away from the Earth since its formation. The moon's gravitational pull causes the tides on Earth to rise and fall. The tides on Earth, on the other hand, impose a gravitational force on the moon. This force causes the moon's orbit to slow down, causing it to move away from Earth. To summarize, the moon is moving away from Earth as a result of gravitational interaction and tidal forces between the two bodies. But don't panic, this is a gradual procedure that will have no immediate influence on us. It will take billions of years for the moon to move far enough away from Earth to have an impact on our planet. However, there are some intriguing aspects to explore. For example, as the moon moves away from Earth, its gravitational attraction on our planet decreases. This could alter our climate and perhaps the stability of the Earth's axis of rotation. So while the moon's migration away from Earth may appear unimportant now, it is important to study and comprehend for the sake of our planet's future. Let's examine what occurs if the moon exits Earth's orbit in the worst-case scenario. If the moon escapes from Earth, it should be noted that this situation is extremely unlikely to occur anytime soon. The moon is now traveling away from the Earth at a rate of around 3.8 centimeters per year, but it would take billions of years for it to move far enough away to escape the gravity of the Earth entirely. However, examine the hypothetical effects of the moon's departure. First and foremost, there would be changes in the tides. Changes in the tides would be one of the most visible repercussions of the moon's departure. The moon's gravitational pull causes tides, which are created by the Earth's rotation and the moon's gravitational influence on the oceans. The tides would grow smaller and less frequent if the moon did not exist. Because many species rely on the tides for survival, this might have a substantial influence on marine ecosystems. The variations in tides induced by the moon's departure would have a huge influence not just on marine ecosystems but also on coastal regions and human activity. For example, the lack of high and low tides would have an impact on how coastal landscapes are molded and degraded. Tidal energy, which is currently being investigated as a possible renewable energy source, would also be impacted. Because the tides are smaller and less frequent, there is less energy available to harness. Furthermore, the removal of the moon's gravitational pull would create changes in ocean currents, potentially affecting global weather patterns. Ocean currents regulate the distribution of heat over the Earth and play an important function in the climate system. Any interruption to these currents could result in major changes in temperature and precipitation patterns, perhaps leading to droughts, floods, and other extreme weather events. Furthermore, the absence of the tides would have an influence on ship and boat navigation, as well as the fishing industry. The tides currently help to manage the movement of water in ports and harbors, and their absence would render these locations more vulnerable to floods and other hazards. Second, there would be climate changes. The gravity of the moon is also important in regulating the Earth's axial tilt, which impacts the temperature. The axial tilt of the Earth causes the seasons to change and serves to manage the distribution of sunlight over the world. Without the moon's stabilizing influence, the Earth's axial tilt might become more unstable, perhaps resulting in catastrophic climate shifts and mass extinctions. There would also be changes in the Earth's rotation rate. The moon's gravitational attraction on the Earth causes the Earth's rotation rate to slow. Without the moon, the Earth's rotation rate may accelerate, resulting in shorter days and longer nights. Because plant growth is limited by the quantity of sunshine they receive, this might have a big impact on agriculture. We would have an increased risk of asteroid impacts. The moon serves to shield the Earth against asteroid impacts by drawing and deflecting them away from the planet. Without the moon's gravitational pull, the Earth would be more vulnerable to asteroid strikes, which might be disastrous. A massive asteroid impact might inflict extensive devastation and potentially a mass extinction event. However, astronomers are interested in more than just the moon's progress away from Earth. There's also the question of how the moon's separation affects our interactions with other celestial bodies in our solar system. For example, the moon is critical in regulating Earth's orbit around the sun. This stabilization may be compromised as it travels away, resulting in changes to our planet's temperature and weather patterns. There's also the issue of how the moon's motion impacts our ability to explore space. The moon has long been regarded as a potential base for further space research, but as it travels further away from Earth, access becomes increasingly difficult. As you can see, the moon's migration away from Earth has far-reaching consequences that scientists are examining and investigating. Despite these possible difficulties, the moon continues to be a fascinating object in our sky, attracting poets, scientists, and dreamers alike. We will definitely unearth even more mysteries and secrets about our cosmos as we continue to research and learn about the moon. So the next time you look up at the moon, remember that it's more than simply a pretty thing in the sky. It's also an important element of our interaction with the universe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video when we'll uncover even more intriguing facts about our universe. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to remain up to date on our latest videos and most fascinating topics. Let us know what you think about these discoveries in the comments. We care what you think.